No dogs on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
It is the #1 movie on the planet right now. Everyone is so happy to see Lilo and Stitch back on the big screen for a whole new generation to fall in love with. And one of the amazing actresses who's been a part of this journey from the very beginning, Tia Carrere, joins us live. Tia, welcome back to Chicago. So happy to talk with you.
Aloha. Sorry I'm not in person.
Honestly, so are we, but we're happy to have you in any possible way. You know, I often talk with actors before their movie comes out, so this is actually really cool to talk with you after. I have to start out by asking what last weekend was like for you. A record-breaking Memorial Day box office. It's got a great shot at being the biggest movie of the summer, if not the year. I'd love to know, what do you do with a weekend like that? Do you celebrate? Do you make a thing of it, or is it just part of the job?
I think because I've been in this business for a very long time, including 23 years ago when I did the original on the animated feature, I tend to ground myself, which is like we went hiking up the mountain, a 7-mile hike for 4 hours just to like calm myself down. And then I just did housework on Monday, as the movie was becoming the hugest movie this weekend ever. That's what I need to do, because you can't believe your good press, you can't believe your bad press. So I just like try to stay grounded, just housework, physical activity, because it's heady stuff. It blows your mind. You just can't, it boggles the mind.
It's hard to stay grounded with a $350 million worldwide opening. But you mentioned the original film. You've been a part of this journey for a long time. Obviously, you were the star of that original 2002 animated film. Obviously, completely different experiences. But I would love to know, what is the biggest thing you learned on that first film that you were able to bring to a new character in a live-action version of the story?
Well, in that first film, I really learned ownership of a character, and I was not afraid to, suggest character traits to Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois when we were talking about, the sort of the cadence of speech. When you go to Hawaii, you kind of talk like this. You got a little bit of pidgin accent, and wanting to play that into it, and singing Aloha Oi and that hammock scene. These were suggestions that I made and imprints that I left on the film that excites me to no end that it's still in there. It's great to be able to have a contribution to it, and to know that as an actor, you're hired for a job, but you can also contribute certain aspects that maybe the filmmakers aren't aware of.
I love that. You can't bring up the hammock scene without me getting all weepy, because I grew up watching that. I'm talking to you from Chicago. I would be remiss if I didn't mention a couple of public access cable stars from Aurora, Illinois. Wayne Campbell, Garth Algar. You were so brilliant as Cassandra in Wayne's World. I'd love to know, what's your favorite memory of sharing the screen with Mike Myers and Dana Carvey?
Gosh, I just remember the press afterwards, because everybody thinks you're so gregarious and out, crazy all the time. And I remember going to England and doing PR and seeing them both sitting there quietly, just kind of shy, quiet, nice guys that as soon as the camera turned on, this wacky, zany persona came out. And it's the most amazing thing to me, comics, and how they are in real life versus, on screen.
Between, Lilo and Stitch and Wayne's World, I grew up with a VHS copy of True Lies that I watched over and over again as a kid. You could have 10 different people come up and talk to you, and they would talk to you about 10 different projects, which I think is a testament to your career. But I'd love to know, when you sort of clock someone from across the street and you see that they're coming over and talking to you, do you know what they're going to talk to you about? Have you figured it out by now what someone's going to talk to you about, or is it always kind of random?
The Rockers, Wayne's World, their dads, True Lies. Let's see, and of course the kids, Lilo and Stitch. So you just do the math. You just try to figure out, okay, how old were they when Lilo and Stitch came out? But it's more and more, I'm seeing grown women that say, I loved you in Lilo and Stitch because, I was the caretaker for my little sister. They're moms now. And it just feeling seen on screen. It's just so heartening that all my different types of work, all through the ages of my career, have touched different generations. And I'm just happy to still be here for it.
I love that. Well, I was just doing a road trip with my girlfriend over the weekend. We stopped halfway in Memphis, and at Graceland, they were doing like this big Lilo and Stitch presentation because obviously Stitch loves Elvis. So like, it doesn't matter where you go, Lilo and Stitch, they're all over the place. Tia, we love you here in Chicago. Thank you for taking the time. Congratulations on the movie Lilo and Stitch, rocking at the box office right now. It's in theaters. It's going to be #1 again this weekend. You definitely want to see it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Go see it with your families. It'll put you in a good mood.
Yes, it absolutely will. Tia, we appreciate you.